crochet friends, it's me, Jonah, and I'm making this tutorial today because I made these crochet Christmas spiral coasters. And I made this set of coasters because everyone wants a simple project great for beginners to advanced crocheters to spruce up their home in the holiday season. And these coasters only use 3 stitches: double crochet, chain, and slip stitch. And as you can see here, I reversed my colors using red and green. In this white one it's a green ring, and in this green one it's a white ring, and that's repeated in red. And the yarn used for these coasters is I just used any regular worsted 4-weight cotton, red and white. And I use cotton because it is a fiber that absorbs water and doesn't degrade because of heat. And the hook I'll be using is a 5mm crochet hook. This is one of my favorites from Furls. It's their Cafe Streamline Swirl. And then of course a pair of scissors. And now let's begin our crochet Christmas spiral coasters. The coaster I'll be making with you today will be this red one right here with the beautiful white ring. So to begin, pull out your main color trace of yarn. Main color trace of yarn. So what you have to do next is take the longer strand of yarn after this one lays over your left hand, and then wrap it around 2 fingers and make an X, and then loop through and come around just for that. Just as simple as that. That's a magic circle. Then you have to start by chaining 2, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, insert your hook right into that circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you can see right there that is our first double crochet plus this chain 2, which does not count as 1. Yarn over, go into that same magic ring and pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and repeat that process. And as you're going, since a magic ring can be a little fiddly at the start, once you do 3, just like to tighten this down a bit, but not all the way. And these are your double crochets, and we'll have 12 of them when you're done. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There, now we have 12 double crochets, and we can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay? And then you gotta take this string right here, this loose one, pull it out and put it through to the back. Put that string right through that hole, just put it right through. And then after you've done that, just pull on that string tight. And then insert your hook into the top of that arrow of the chain 2. Pull up a loop and pull through right there. And then just pull that tight. And that was your first round of your coaster. The middle one right here, starting with a magic ring. Next, we have to chain up 2. 1, 2. You have to yarn over, insert into that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert in the same stitch, and double crochet. Now you see that we have 2 double crochets stemming out of that one spot. We have to do 2 into the next stitch. There you see, they're each stemming out on the next spot in our next V. 2 more. And you got to keep doing that around. And since we had 12 stitches earlier, now we're adding 2 into every spot. And 12 times 2 is 24, so at the end we'll have 24 stitches. Here we are. We'll just keep going around. We're about at our halfway point. Six stitches left. Okay, that was our last stitch. We have 24 now, right here. And now for our next round, we're going to just chain up 2 and work 2 double crochet into that same first spot. And then in the next stitch, we're just going to work 1. The next stitch, we're going to work 2. The next stitch, we're going to work 1. And you'll have to keep doing that around, just like that. You can see right here, you do 2, and then you do 1 for the third round. Then for the fourth round, you're going to have to do 2 in one spot, 2 stitches alone, 2 in one spot. For the third round, you do 2 in one spot, 3 standing alone stitches, 2 in one spot, and I'll repeat that again for you guys. So, right here in the middle, we did 12 double crochets. Next round, you'll do 24, putting 2 increases into each spot. In the next row, you'll put an increase, which is 2 double crochets into 1 stitch. And the next stitch of the round will be a double crochet. The next one is 2. The next one is 1. Continue that around for your third round. The fourth round, you do 2 double crochet in 1 stitch, 1 double crochet in the next, and 1 in the next, 2 in the next, 1 in the next, 1 in the next. So an increase, and then 2 double crochets for your fourth round. For your fifth round, you do an increase and then 3 double crochets and repeat that across. And I'll meet you back here once you've completed that. Okay, so I finished that middle section right before your ring. And I've done my 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in this first row right here, I did 12 double crochets into the magic ring like I showed you earlier. And then for the second one right here, I did 2 double crochet into each stitch, so I had 24 that round. And this round, I did 2 into the first stitch and 1 into the next, 2 into the first stitch, 1 into the next, and repeated that around for my third round. And at the end of that round, you would have had 36 stitches. And then for my fourth round, you did an increase, which is 2 double crochet in 1 stitch, 2 standalone stitches in the next 2, and the next one's an increase. The next 2 are just double crochet, then you have 2 double crochet, and at the end of your fourth round, you'll have 48 stitches. And then on your fifth and final round of your inner circle, you'll do an increase, 2 double crochets in that stitch, and the next 3 stitches are just double crochet. The fourth stitch is 2 double crochet, and you have to repeat that around. And at the end of your very final 5th round of the inner circle, you'll have 60 stitches. And once you've done that part, then we can begin to work on our outer shell ring, and then do this ring using slip stitch. Okay, so to begin your shell stitch, just gotta insert right into that end of the spot there. Make a loop with your new yarn, slide it on the hook, and pull through. and then just flap the tail over that end. And then next we have to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. Then we yarn over and double crochet into that same spot. Then we gotta chain 1, yarn over, double crochet into that same spot. See there how we made that one shell? 2, chain 1, 2. Now we're going to skip the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, skip those 2, go into the third with a yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, double crochet, another double crochet in that stitch, chain 2, chain 1, yarn over, go into that same chain and do 2 more double crochets. I'll do 2 more of these. Skip our next 2 stitches, 1, 2, go into the third, and then do our shell. And remember, shell is 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and then 2 more double crochets. Last one. One double crochet, 2 double crochets, 3, 4. There. I can lay it down and you can see the shells, the divots we have. Chain 1 space, chain 1 space, chain 1 space. So the shell is created by a cluster, chain, cluster, skip 2, and that's what keeps it in balance. And you guys have to keep doing that around, and then you slip stitch right into the third chain here, and then I'm going to be showing you how to add this slip stitch ring, which is as easy as it can get. Okay, so as you can see, I finished my 6th shell round, and remember, our shells consist of 2 double crochets in 1 stitch, a chain 1, and 2 more double crochets into the same stitch, and then repeating that technique after skipping 2 double crochets around. And then remember, you have to slip stitch into that same chain 3, and this is what your final product will look like after having 60 stitches in your last round. You will end up having 20 of these shells, and if you have 20 of these shells and 60 stitches in your 5th round, 48 in your 4th, 36 in your 3rd, 24 in your 2nd, and 12 in your 1st, then you know that you're on point and you're ready to move on to your finishing touch of our Christmas spiral coasters. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do that. First, pull out your other color yarn. I'm using white. It's good to just pull out a bit ahead of time. Okay. Then we gotta pull up our coaster. And then insert your hook right in between here, not in the chain space up here. You have to go right underneath this stitch. Right here. Then what you have to do is take your yarn and make a loop. Then yarn over and pull that up through. Then insert into these next stitches right here. Just ignore these shells, they're not there. Insert into the next stitch. Turn your work over. Grab that long strand and pull back up through and pull through that next stitch. Go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up, pull through. In the next stitch, flip it over, grab it, back, pull through. And if you're just a beginner, it's great if you turn it every time you go back, but if you're more advanced in crochet, you don't need to do that. See, you just keep slip stitching around, and that's how you get that visual look of like a three-dimensional added spiral into it, and that really adds the finishing touch, and it also creates the shells to cluster more together now that you've taken some of the area out of the stitching. See, if you can get a really nice close-up of our stitching here, each arrow and how it's in each stitch consistently. So there should be 60 because in our 5th row there are 60 stitches, and you got to keep doing this all the way around, and then slip stitch into this spot, right, pull this to the back, slip stitch into this spot right here under those loops, and then once you've completed that, you just have to tie it off, fasten off, which is just, of course, when you just snip your yarn and then just pull up and then pull tight, and that's how you'll fasten off once you finish with your white ring around. And I'll meet you back here once you've done that and woven in all your ends. Congratulations, you just finished your first crochet Christmas spiral coaster with the double crochet stitching in the center 5 rounds and the shell work and then the slip stitching overlay. That's quite an achievement for any crocheter. And another tip I have for you guys is that watch a whole crochet tutorial before you begin, because then you can get more insight in what you're going to be doing and you can look forward to it and understand what you'll be facing. So that's why I recommend that you guys all watch this tutorial ahead of time and then go back to the beginning and actually start your crochet Christmas spiral coaster. And I also recommend that you make a set of 4 or 2. I think those are the best numbers for the set. My set is this red and white one, this white and green one, this red and white one, and this green and white one. And my favorite part about these coasters is that they make a perfect gift, just like this, if you just lay them on top of each other and then you had some ribbon, tied it around and put it in a bow with maybe a little handmade by whoever it is tag. It's the perfect gift, and the holidays are coming up, so this is great. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed my crochet Christmas spiral coaster tutorial. And make sure to check out my website, jonahhands.com, for sweatshirts, shirts, and any sort of Jonah's Hands item you could think of. And also, there's also other tutorials on there on my website for you to watch too. And I also now have a DVD of some Annie's classes that I taped on how to start crocheting. In those, you'll learn single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, and how to put them all together into a striped 4x4 coaster. And it's on my website, jonahhands.com. And please make sure to check it out, and also make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this tutorial and want more. Goodbye and crochet away, friends!